Hello, hello, hello.
What
Welcome back. Another episode of
Smoking
Smoking
with.
with Podcast.
Hell yeah.
We love y'all. Thank you for tuning in every week.
Missed you guys.
Yes. As always, you guys can find us on Instagram, Smoking with Pod, and mostly on
Smokingwith.com.
smokingwith.com, mostly on Instagram though. I'm really active on that. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to hit me up. Also, we have extra episodes. We started a new series, Birdseed Botany, that's going to be a Patreon exclusive. So if you guys want to learn more, actually learn more, and not just hear us kind of bullshit about what we want to bullshit about, this series is going to kind of be like,
Guru Garrett gives it to you, all the information you ever need, and sometimes I help.
Yeah, so you can find that at patreon.com/smokingwith. Today in studio we have my brother AC. He's off camera, but he's here. He's going to be moving in with me and potentially be our producer, so that way I can actually be involved and not be distracted with all this
We're gonna
stuff.
Have people in the studio, guys. We're getting legit.
But today we are smoking with Pinoy Apoy, Filipino Fire from Guam. What up, dude? How you doing?
Hey.
Yeah. So we actually found Pinoy. He reached out to us via Instagram. He saw us rapping with Bahaki, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I see you had a fellow. I don't know what Guaminian. What is that?
That would be Guamanian. Right?
Okay, yeah. So
Chamorro would be the local.
Yeah,
Chamorro. Okay, I'm not familiar with the island lingo, but Filipino Fire here with us today to kind of tell us his tale, starting with his dad, fucking way back in the Vietnam War. Go ahead and kind of run us down on that, dude. If you're not too busy smoking right now.
No worries. I'm catching my breath.
Righteous.
Okay. Basically, my dad was a Vietnam veteran. He had joined the military when he was 18, out of spite, and then during his time in the military, he had acquired opium and marijuana as a way to cope with what was happening around him during the war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's big kicking it out.
It helped a lot with several things, from the anxiety that he was having to the depression from people dying almost daily.
Yeah, I think that was really, really common amongst a lot of fucking soldiers out there, dude. They just like any excuse to kind of take yourself away from what the fuck is happening around you.
Yeah, he mentioned that a lot of the war, he believed a lot of the war on cannabis was because when they were over there, the ones that would smoke dope wouldn't want to fight. A lot of them would just want to like chill. So they weren't as pro killing. Yeah, so
like motivated.
Whereas the ones on opium were doped up enough to not give a shit. And that's kind of what he was letting me know. Like, you would be in pain, your foot could get cut off, you'd be on opium and wouldn't even notice your foot was gone. I was like, whoa.
She has a kind of similar story to that, right? Except that maybe a little more drastic than that. You were saying he got dropped on his head.
So he was in a foxhole with him and three other guys, and they were trying to take a hill, and they were on the lower ground, so it wasn't to their advantage. And he had himself ducking down, holding his helmet liner and holding his weapon. And then he let me know that he heard a huge bam and a big flash happened, and he was on the ground, and he got up, and everyone around him was down, and he wasn't sure if they were hurt, and people were running over to him. And he let me know that a 60-millimeter mortar round had exploded on his helmet. Jesus, and that's what the person that was coming over to help him said. You need to relax, don't try to talk, just follow us. And they pulled him away, and he let me know that he blacked out.
Oh yeah, I fucking imagine, dude.
He woke up after, I think he said he spent 2 weeks in a coma, and when he woke up, he was like, "Hey, just send me back. I just want to go back. I don't want to go home," because he thought he was going to go home and see mom and dad again, and he would much rather go back and continue fighting. And that he told me he
break his neck or anything, like
dude, he has this insane scar on the top of it. It looks like a continent was like carved out of it almost, but not. Like his head is whole, but you can see the damage that happened on top of the scalp, right? His hair doesn't grow back properly in those areas, and
okay.
And they did try at some point to put electrodes in his head, where they sent him off for surgery in Hawaii and they cut his head open. They put electrodes inside to try to see if they can stop his seizures because he would
Mm.
have like 60 micro seizures a day.
Mm.
So they try to see if they can do like Hawaii's top neurosurgeon that they had working with the military to do some experimental stuff where they put this electrode in there that would shock his head and then he would it would reduce his seizures, but that didn't work. They actually told me he was dying and that I had to go over and pull the plug on him, but they needed me there. So when I came over, I told them they were full of shit. And then when I got over there, they were wasting my time. When I landed and I got in the room, my dad woke up. He's like, JJ, what are you doing here? And they were like, holy shit, he's not dead. You know, he's not brain dead. And yeah, so I told them to take it out. So
Damn.
they took the electrodes out. But prior to that, um,
That sounds like some real Frankenstein shit that they just like, oh, we're gonna try this. Like, man,
oh, dude, trust me, I
right.
was so
Like, let's
furious.
go ahead and do it.
That was
Because it
the
literally,
medicine
the
back
phone
then.
call was like, my bad, it didn't work. And I was like, you're fucking joking me, right? Like, this cannot be a real conversation that you're having with me. And he was like, no, you know, we knew the risk going in. Your dad was really, really for it. And I was like, I don't, what? You know,
Hmm.
it's one of those things where I was like, I thought you were the best. Like, what kind of shit is that? It was like,
Home
oh, it
dude
was,
just got like a mortar dropped on his head, and you're saying, "Oh, he said it was okay." Like, what do you
yeah,
mean?
he's not exactly like super sound, you know? Like, he's
Right.
great, but I wouldn't trust him with shit like that. Like, you know, he wanted to go back after waking up from it. So,
Right.
but it
Opium.
wasn't the first time. So years after that, my dad actually got in a motorcycle accident. He tried to kill himself because the military wasn't taking care of him. So he crashed his motorcycle into a power pole. He was going like 80 miles an hour. He was like super drunk. It was nighttime, and luck just so have it, he crashed right in front of a hospital. So the yeah, he didn't even know where the fuck he was at. He was just like driving. So he was like he didn't know how many states he had passed. He was hoping a highway patrolman would stop him. He's like, nobody stopped me. And he's like, when I finally was like, fuck it, and I hit the power pole, he's like, I remember them coming out of the hospital, like right there. And then he woke up and they're like, yeah, you crashed right in front of the hospital. We couldn't take you seriously. We weren't sure if you're really trying to kill yourself or it's a cry for help or and one of those things. So
Jesus.
that's where they called my grandparents and they finally met my dad because they hadn't seen him since the war and he hadn't remembered them. He had amnesia actually, so he was awake but wasn't conscious of who he was. So they called his next of kin. It was my grandparents. They came in and they didn't tell him about the falling out, obviously. So he was like, "Oh, mom, dad, I love you," and they had this great relationship. And then like 3 weeks after he was healing, he remembered why they didn't talk and like all of this shit started kicking back in and he had this insane falling out again and he left to the Philippines and that's where he left to the Philippines.
Damn.
Yeah. And
Do you
then
know why he like chose the Philippines? Like, why was that
oh,
the
his
destination?
cost of living is
Fair
because he
enough.
was making like $300 a month from his retirement at the time.
Mm,
And it wasn't enough to do shit in the US. That's what he was telling me. And after his motorcycle accident, he couldn't do anything. Like
right.
he couldn't stand up. He was having even more seizures and issues with his walking because he would tell me that he would collapse after a certain amount of steps.
That's
Damn.
crazy. This all happened before you were born too.
Yeah.
Like, homie was
Um,
still was able to have a kid after all of this.
oh,
Like,
dude,
that's
trust. He had
crazy.
me when he was 45 years old, so he was in Philippines for a while. He actually met my mom because of other military veterans that brought him to some like secret bar where they were like selling and human trafficking females, and my dad was like unaware
Wild.
but felt like super guilty because he had like amassed some amount of money in the Philippines at least because he'd just been chilling this whole time. So he had purchased as many of them as he could and he bought all of them homes. And then the last one was my mother. And she told my dad that she loved him and all of this. So they kind of like held on to each other for a little bit longer. And then I was uh, consummated.
Conceived.
Yeah, conceived. Um,
Yeah.
sorry. Super, I knew it was a long C word. I was like super high. I was
It's all
like, "It's
good.
right here.
We're all good, man. I
Yeah.
got you.
But yeah, so I was conceived, and when he first met her, she was 14. She had me when she was 16, almost 17. But that wasn't of age for them to get married, so my dad had to wait until they were able to do that legally.
And that legal age was that 18?
Was 18 for the military, that's why.
Okay. Right.
Because even though consent in the Philippines was 16, and that was okay. For him to apply for like like for the green card and everything, she had to be 18, so he
Mm.
couldn't do shit. And he was like, man, so it's just so happened like a few months after I was born, Mount Pinatubo, which is a volcano nearby, actually erupted and caused everybody in the nearby places nearby to Clark Air Base at the time to be evacuated. And my dad just happened to be staying there, so they gave my mom like new papers, new documents, and everything that makes her of age, so that she could be legally exported out, evacuated to Guam, which was the
How
next military base.
how does that happen? How does do they just like have to go in and convince the
I have
people
no
that
idea.
she's 18? Like I don't
Well,
know if all
it's
the
one of those
records are
things where I
destroyed,
think
right?
that, yeah, so I think that's what happened is my dad had said that there is no records, and then that this is how old she is.
Right.
And because it's an evacuation event, they just say, all right, let's go ahead and go with that shit. You know what I mean? And then they just
Did
took
she
her in
did she
and
keep her
went with it.
birthday the same?
No, it was 1 year different. That's the
And
only
well,
thing is,
sure, no, but like the date, like
oh yeah, the
whatever,
date.
November 11th or whatever, right?
Mhm.
It was still that. It was
I was
just
actually
changed the
born,
year
that's
up.
why, on base. So, um, like I was born a U.S. citizen, but my mother wasn't. So
Yeah.
she was the one that had to be changed.
So did records of your birth get destroyed as well?
No, no, no.
No, no,
That-
mine was all
His
in the
birth was
military
the
base.
one that the reason probably why they did all what they did for.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's
Yeah.
Okay.
because my
Okay.
dad was gonna take me regardless, and then the mom situation, he was able to be like, we don't have her birth certificate, one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what are you gonna make me go outside in the volcano and look for it,
Right.
or or we're gonna get on this plane? So I'm
Okay.
Right.
assuming also the military was a lot more lenient back then than
Oh,
they are
dude.
now.
Yeah.
Like they can do, they don't even check you when you guys fly Mac, like the military planes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, like pre 9/11, like you could bring anything. Like, dude, my dad, we were in Vietnam. Like, we went back to Vietnam when I was 9 to look for weapons from his era to bring back. Like, he was buying like old mortar rounds that were already exploded, and shell casings, and fucking memorabilia, so much shit. And you just bring it back in a bag and bring it over, and that's it.
Yeah.
And nobody said shit. You would just write it down like, this is what I brought back. My
Right.
dad wrote on that shit. Like when we went back during that time, he got more seeds because he wanted to get more Vietnamese seeds. And I was like, Dad,
Right.
what the and it wasn't as hard to find as you think. Like you literally go out and just talk to a guy and be like, hey, I need seeds, cannabis seeds, good seeds. And then you tell them that you're willing to pay a lot. And they'll be like, oh shit. Oh, dude, right here, dude. You're talking to the guy. And it's kind of intense. Like it's not as taboo there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So acquisition of it was easy. So my dad would just write down like heirloom seeds and
Hmm.
we just bring it back. And I was like, holy shit, that's simple.
Yeah.
Same
Wow.
thing. And
Fuck yeah,
anytime we
dude.
went anywhere, we went Cambodia, same thing.
That's
We
so
went Thailand, same
sneaky.
thing.
I like
It was
that.
stupid. Like, and you could fly. I could fly anywhere with my dad for free. Like they would go to the nearest place, and then we go that way, and then it was just dumb. I back then I it was he showed me a lot of shit, and I didn't appreciate it as much as I like hindsight. You're just like, wow, Dad, you're dope.
Yeah. 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 Wow, that's fucking
Just
sick.
flying, taking you everywhere, and just fucking getting seeds from different
Seed
places.
hunting. Yeah. Like, damn, dude. People dream about being able to go and like get
But
genetics like
see, I
that.
saw it as boring shit because at the time I
Right.
wasn't
Right.
into
Yeah.
it.
Right.
If
Dude,
you're a kid,
honestly,
you're
like
like, fuck this.
we're like, what, Dad? We're going where for what? For
Yeah.
seeds? Oh, holy
We
shit,
gotta
for
hike through
Yeah.
this
seeds. You know,
jungle.
you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to go there. Like,
Yeah.
and I would just play my Game Boy at the time. It was like a Game Boy Color at the time, and I just jammed that the whole time. And I was like, man, if I only knew what I know now, I would have been like, open your eyes, ask the right
Right.
questions. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
How
ask
old
the
were you
try
at this
that
point?
shit. When I went back to Vietnam, I was like 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I
You
wasn't
were
even
just so
into the
uninterested.
Yeah, dude, I was looking at the turtles, like there were turtles, there were snakes. I was interested in that shit. I was like, oh, that what? He was
Yeah.
telling me about a bamboo viper, a snake that could like it could one bite would kill you in like 30 seconds or some shit, and they were like as small as a toothpick. They can get that small. I was like, what?
That would terrify me.
And he was like, yeah,
Be like, get me
like
the fuck out of here.
there was one in their camp. He said it took 12 of them, all with machetes, to try to kill it one night, and
Oh
all
my-
missed it, all whacking it for 15 minutes. None of them could get it.
Wow.
And he's like they slept outside the tent that night just waiting for it. I was like, that's fucking intense.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah. Fuck that.
So what spurred your like desire to even start growing weed? Or like when did you let's start with when did you start growing weed?
I started when I got interested in it when my dad was diagnosed with stage 3 kidney and liver failure, because since I was born, my dad had a seizure disorder, among many other things, like like so many other things, like heart blood pressure problems and shit like that. But um TBI because of the traumatic brain injury.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would take all these pills to regulate his seizures, regulate his blood pressure, and then eventually that actually took a toll. Like all the opioids, like he would take like dude, morphine, all that shit. None of that shit would work. Eventually, he hit a plateau where all of these
Yeah.
things just made it so he could be awake, or tolerate enough to be functionable to do stuff with me and
Right.
be
Plus, now he's like chemically dependent on these medications.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's killing parts of his body that they're not telling you about. So they fast forward, they tell him you have 3 months left, and I just started high school. Like I was just turning freshman,
Damn.
and I was like, holy shit, 3 months, and I might lose my dad. I'm gonna do the rest of my life without him. It felt kind of weird. So my
Mm-hmm.
dad actually called me and he's like, you're in the perfect grade for you to ask around. I know this is gonna be weird, but I want you to look around for like weed. And he's like, because I'm not gonna take any more medication if it's killing me, and I want to go back to a time where I felt good. The last time I felt good. And I was like,
Oh,
holy shit,
yeah.
okay, I'll do that. That's it. You never asked me for anything. It's my dad, you know?
Right.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? I've never been able to provide shit until this one moment that he asked me. So I finally was like, okay, I'll go to school and I'll figure it out. So I went to the seniors that looked like, obviously, like these guys always sleepy, always fucking always chilling. And I was like, these
Think a
guys
little
always
bit.
You're
always
like,
like they know
you.
what's up. So I let them know. I was like, hey guys, fuck it, my dad's dying. I let them know my dad's dying. He asked me to grab a joint. I'll pay anything. What is it? How much it costs? And they were like, well, I feel bad. The going rate's $20. I wish I could do it for less, but that's what we get it for. And I was like, okay, shit, I'm down. So I grabbed my first joint and it was $20, and it was like skinny. It was skinny as shit. Like today I would call it a pinner. It was probably
Right. I
like
was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah,
a
yeah.
pinner joint.
it was ugly. Like dude, I wish I could stab that guy now. I'd like, bro,
Right.
you
Yeah.
fucking jacked me so hard. It probably was even
Little.
leaves. I
20
don't
bucks for
remember.
like a point .3 or something. You're just like, what the
Yeah, it
fuck?
was just dumb and dude, shameable. Like now I'd feel like you were just joking.
You
But
really feel bad.
I brought it home
No,
and I
right.
didn't I didn't smoke at the time, so I let my dad smoke it, and I was like, okay, cool. Um, he smoked it, and he let me know that. Well, I've seen my dad the whole time. Every time I take care of him, so I know how he is. A lot of the time, he's like talking. I'll be talking to him with like we're watching a series with him, and then he'll be like, "What happened in the last 30 seconds?" I'll be like, "What?" And I'll know that. Oh shit, he fucking blacked out. So he's just asking for a recap, and then I quickly recap him. So that happens a lot.
Mhm.
And it's not good because he can't drive, shit like that. Obviously that's some shit that's super bad, like 30 seconds here and there, or even up to a minute sometimes is kind of uh critical.
Right.
So
Right.
he smoked in front of me, and I was like, dude, this shit fucking stinks. Like the room stank. It just like I just waited, and then 15 minutes went by, an hour went by. He wasn't like laughing or anything like that. He was like talking, and he didn't stop talking, and I was like, holy shit. And hours went by and he didn't stop talking. He didn't ask me for like what happened in the last 30 seconds. And I started noticing that, hey, dude, my dad's not seizing. And he went on for like 4 or 5 hours straight without seizing. And then he would smoke the rest of the joint. And then he would go back to talking again. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing.
Damn.
I didn't know
Wait.
if it
So
was placebo or
so he
what.
didn't finish that joint and like the first go around, man. Like that
No, dude.
a tiny little joint. He smoked half
So
of it.
it's crazy as it is. So
Damn.
because of the head injury, right? If he would smoke too much or take too big of a puff, he would cough, and the
Mm,
cough would be too much for his head. The
right.
coughing, rocking back and forth, would cause enough for him to seize.
Right.
So, it was a weird thing watching him like try to balance between taking a small enough microdose for him to hit. So my dad was the master of microdosing. I can't do that shit. I can't do what he did.
Yeah, no,
I
fuck.
I, I probably smoke like 10 grams a day, bro, at
Right, but
least.
he had a reason to, right? Like
Yeah,
I, Josh, whoever can smoke, a weed and cough, and yeah, it hurts us a little bit, but like we don't like
It doesn't like
it
shake
doesn't
our
yeah.
fuck us
brain.
up,
Yeah.
right?
He doesn't
So
milk the effects. You know what I mean? Like he's there
sure,
to get the effects. So he actually
right,
holds that shit in like a G. He did that old school shit where he and you just hold it in there. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And he doesn't let it out. He just as long as he can, and then he's just like slowly letting it out as he's talking. And I'm like, wow, dude, this guy's iron lungs all of a sudden. So
Yeah, fuck yeah.
but I didn't TMCs the whole time, and I thought it was bullshit, like placebo effect. So I was like, fuck it though, if this is what it takes. So I
Right.
went back every day. I would hustle. I'd be like, what do I need to draw? How much do you need anything done for school, like schoolwork, bro? Because I was super into computers. I probably had one of the first computers, so I was always computer inclined and stuff. I wasn't academically responsible, That's the
Hmm.
thing, is I wasn't there to go to school.
Right.
I already knew all this shit, so it just felt stupid, like I was just here to just attend, because I
Right.
had bigger responsibilities, and that was taking care of my dad. So
Yeah, you're like, fuck this homework, dude. Like, I know
yeah,
everything you're
so
trying to teach me. Yeah, no, I
I
feel.
wasn't like a 4.0 GPA guy, but I was nuke tech when I scored out of high school to try to join the military. So I was like 96 on the ASVAB,
Oh,
ridiculous
hell yeah.
line scores, and like all this shit. So I wasn't stupid.
No, yeah, I feel that.
But after a while, it became dumb for me to buy it. Like I didn't have a job, bro. You know what I mean? And I wasn't gonna ask my dad for money because this just seemed like stupid. Like he wasn't paying for medication before, and I wouldn't want him to pay now. So I told my dad how much it was costing me, and he was like, "What are you doing, dude? All those times that we left to do all those stupid trips that you hated so much." And I was like, "Oh yeah." He was like, "You remember Vietnam?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." And he's like, "We got fucking seeds there." And I was like, "What?" And then my eyes started rolling. I was like, dude, all those trips. And he's like, yep. And he's like, get the tackle box. And I brought out this big ass box.
Oh,
And my dad
that's
had all
good.
these like old, like, dude, I feel old saying this shit, but like film canisters, like they
Mhm.
were like
Yeah,
gray
yeah, yeah.
top with a black bottom
Yep.
case. And they held like film, like the fuck, I can't, disposable type of rolls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
those weren't
think
in there, right?
anybody listening to this hopefully is old enough to know what the fuck a film canister is.
not Google
Right.
it.
Well, it just feels like I haven't seen one in a long time, man. Like
Yeah,
Right,
it's
they're
no, I
so
feel you
outdated,
though.
but
Like you put them in there, you send them in, it gets developed, they give you the pictures back.
yeah, so he
Yeah.
had like bunch of these things, dude, and all of them were labeled from each trip that we went. And some of them even older than I can, that were predating me. So shit that he had, like one that was labeled Led Zeppelin 78 or some shit. Um, I still have those things because I'm working on trying to revitalize them when I feel brave enough to crack open seeds that are this old.
right, right. You're
There's a
like,
lot
oh,
of
these are like, coveted.
sentimental
Yeah, yeah,
sentimental.
yeah.
Some of it's just like, for me, even just to have it, I just like looking at it because it makes me think of him. So
Right.
my dad now has dementia and doesn't remember who I am. He's actually in Washington.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
he's still around.
Yeah, he's still around. He just
Whoa.
doesn't know who I am. Like he has no recollection of me or
Damn.
my family or the time frame of my birth or anything like that. Like he doesn't remember much. Put it like, his stage of dementia. I wish that he was smoking heavier before majority of the damage was probably taking place. So
Right.
because I know that a lot of it keeps the synapses in your brain active and keeps parts of your brain that are normally like inactive active, which can restore cognitive function and shit like that. So
I wonder through all these joints you ended up buying him. I wonder what took him so long to like remember the seeds that y'all like took time
I
and went on trips for. You know what I mean?
well, it was he would never grow it. He would just collect them. And it wasn't until I guess I had a desire because he was in a wheelchair. So it wasn't like he was
Sure.
going
He
to do
wasn't
it
gonna grow.
himself,
Yeah.
you know? So when I finally was old enough to understand, I guess, the need or for him to even have a need, because he didn't even know this shit worked. Like, to be honest with you, I think he was
Right.
just collecting
Yeah, you
shit to
just wanted
collect
to get
shit
high.
of fond memories of times. And when we would travel, he would smoke when we were out, but he would never bring shit back like that, just seeds. And I,
Mhm.
I didn't, I think his thing was intent. Like he was like, oh, one day, because I'm like that shit. When I started collecting seeds, I'm like, oh, I'll fucking grow that. I'll just grab it because you never
Right.
know. Like that's the thing in the back of your head. You're like, you never know.
Mhm.
Right. I've done that.
But
I have seeds
that's
that
how
I
the
bought and
addiction starts, dude.
I was like, yeah, yeah. Everyone eventually like from like the first couple packs of seeds you buy and don't grow, you just start growing this collection. You're like, I'll get to that eventually.
Yeah. So how did that first harvest go? Like your dad lets you pick out of the seeds. You
Oh yeah, so I
and then like
grow I grow what he called Thai stick at the time, and it was this like super tall, super filled out, like almost no visible stem when I finished it. Beautiful fucking stinky lemon. Um,
Nice.
it was oily as fuck. I remember, but it was shit because I was growing CFL. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I
Right.
literally had like lights, as many lights as I could put in there. I had in a hamper because at the time uh, I didn't know how to trap the light in a place that my mom wouldn't see because I was trying to do my first round without my mom noticing. Even he didn't want to tell my mom. He didn't know how she would react because she was
Mhm.
Filipino and it's actually taboo as fuck in the
Oh
Philippines at the
yeah.
time. Even right now, it's super taboo. But he
Mhm.
never spoke to my mother about going to the places and smoking weed and shit, because that would be crazy to tell you, oh yeah, I brought her son to Vietnam to smoke fucking weed and
Yeah, right.
so he never said that shit. So it was weird to see this secret that he kept that he could have shared with her and she could have grown for him. It was one of these
Right.
weird realizations later that it shows me how communication is key, like for relationships and a strong foundation. So because my mother and father are divorced. Like they
Mhm.
were divorced when I was 4, so
Right.
they but she stayed living in the house to raise my sister and I. So she could have still grown for him. It was one of those things. So
Well, you had mentioned that your mom, I think this is pre-show, that she was the one who kind of taught you how to grow. Did she know? How
yeah,
did
so
she
she
know?
caught my hamper. Like
Sure.
fuck, bro. I
She's
felt
like,
Did-
what
dumb as
is this
fuck.
rookie shit?
No,
Right.
I was at school and I was like freaking out because I was like, dude, did I water today? Because I was at this point where the plant was drinking every day. Like I had to feed every fucking day. Like it was in flower and the tie was just stacking, bro. It was just getting fatter. And I was like, dude, I don't know how I can keep up with this shit. Like it's been flowering forever. And I kept super
As it
cropping, like
do.
trying to keep it down, like you know what I mean. And I learned
Mhm.
that's how I learned so much shit really quick. Was like I learned super cropping, I learned topping because I was doing it unintentionally because I was like, stay the fuck down, and I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So
Where did you learn that? Were you just like online on forums and
oh
stuff?
no,
You say you
that's
were
because so we couldn't do that. Like Guam was so fucking like no one was talking about growing, or anybody that
right.
talked about growing didn't really grow. Like they were just talking and like talking shit. Like
Sure.
oh yeah, I grew this, but it was really their fucking uncle or something, and they stole it from him
Right.
because no one ever got the real connection from the guys who grew. So, and if you did know somebody, they weren't down to tell you themselves because everyone was
Hmm.
guerrilla growing or some shit, like in the
Yeah, they
jungle.
don't
Right.
want
So
you snitching
Keeping
on
the
them or
knowledge.
whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, it was so weird. So and I at the time like I was on the internet, but I wasn't looking for that.
Hmm.
It like my focus switched to a more hands-on thing because I was able to talk to other veterans who were growing. Like I had a weird pool of old people I could talk to
Oh yeah.
that kind of all showed me hands-on because I learned that way. So and you have with cannabis, you have to, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You can read and watch videos all
Oh yeah.
fucking day. That shit ain't
Bro,
gonna
it's
do
so
anything for
different.
you.
Yeah. It's so different when you have your own plants and you got to take
You
care
have to
of them.
kill a plant 1,000 ways before you can say like I fucking know how to grow. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel that. Everyone's a
but
keyboard warrior and has all this wisdom on what you should be doing. And then when they have their own plants, it's fucking different. Yeah.
and every plant's different, man. So like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like the beauty of this is I put thousands of hours into this fucking passion, and I still wouldn't say that I'm a master at this.
Right.
Every
Oh
day I'm
no.
trying to strive to be better than I was the day before, and then I
Well,
strive.
hell, I swear every day we're coming out with like new news on cannabis, right? Like this shit has not been able to be studied for quite some
Yeah.
time, and now that's starting to be, available to more people instead of just a couple universities in the US. And so now we have this kind of explosion of research that's happening, and so new information's coming in, I swear, daily about this plant. So it's hard to, call yourself a master grower. You might be a master of the cultivars that you grow, but
Hmm.
such a
Like you might have mastered the cut,
right.
maybe
um
your microclimate.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so back to the how your mom found your, like, so you were
Oh,
sweating it
she
where at
fucking
school,
watered
right?
it. And when I
Oh.
came home, the first thing she said to me was like, I watered your plant.
Oh.
And I started freaking out. Like, dude, the sweat started
You're like,
coming out. I was
"Oh."
like,
Yo,
no
at least she didn't
way.
say, hey, I cut your plant down.
No, she let me know I was fucking up and all this shit. She's like, you know, that's way too big of a plant to be in there,
Oh
right?
yeah, so she
Like,
just
like
just
she
like
was
shit on
schooling
you
my ass, dude.
for
Yeah, she was
growing.
schooling me. She's like, you should have let me know you were into this and all of this and that. And don't let your dad see. And I started laughing. I was like, oh,
Little did
idiot
you
shit.
know.
I was about to rat him out because thought I was gonna get in super trouble. I was like, no, you don't
Right.
understand. And then it became a thing where she was like, yeah, like your great great grandmother would do this. And I found out on my dad's side, like my dad's mother was Native American, and she was also part of a tribe that was the medicinal tribe, like, and they were actually called the keeper of of the fire, like flame keepers.
Ooh,
So I thought it was funny that you know what I mean, like, oh, there's no shit,
hell
you know,
yeah, the
like
keeper of the
Mhm.
fire, dog. Yeah,
no shit, this shit was like passed down to me. But
fuck yeah, that's
It's in
dope.
my genes.
Yeah,
Bred for this shit.
so like I'm currently a fourth generation, teaching my son to be a fifth generation when he gets
Oh,
old
hell
enough,
yeah.
and so that it can just continue to be handed throughout the
So
generation.
so your mom actually had experience with this plant and like knew how to grow it or had grown it in the past?
Oh yeah, so my mom taught me how to do it aquaponically. So my mom showed me how to do
Bless.
weed and how to get past the big blocks. So a lot of people, when they try to grow weed aquaponically, they realize that tilapia is not going to cut it because all it does is provide nitrogen, and it's not enough for to push you through
Mm,
a healthy
oh,
flower. So
okay.
my
Tell me
mom was
more.
one who taught me to introduce shrimp during the flowering phase at the bottom that would eat the detritus from the tilapia, giving you an even better symbiosis in an ecosystem. And then if that's not enough and you want to add even more boost, to add like oyster or clam or some shit,
Damn,
a
your mom sounds like
crustacean.
a wizard.
Ours would be Mine was Dungeness crab, so it was shrimp and Dungeness crab at the same time as
Why
tilapia.
the fuck
So at
not?
the end, it was one full ecosystem that was kicking off with fat ass fucking. So I've done everything. I've grown organically. I've grown soil, hydro. I specialize or favorite. I like DWC. Like
mm, okay.
that's my jam. That's my like when I'm growing for my personal stuff, I'm normally doing it that way.
With like bottled salts or mixed
Yeah,
salt.
I'm well, not bottled salt. I, they're dry salts,
Okay.
I
Yeah, yeah,
guess.
that's what I meant. Either
Yeah, I was like,
the
wow, this
bottled
guy's
or the
fucking
dry.
fancy shit.
Nice. And so what made you go that route instead of like keeping on that like sustainable it might not have been sustainable for you, so correct me, but the aquaponics, right? Like that seemed like a pretty, you
Oh,
know.
because you need to have a system that's built out specifically to maintain a specific amount of plants, and your location has to be consistent. Like I can't just unplug and go to a new house
That's a
with
good
it.
point. Good point.
So
And at this point it
it's like,
wasn't
and I can tell you
exactly
that about any grow, to be honest with you. Like whenever I do a consultation, I tell them like there is no right or wrong way to grow. There's going to be a right way to grow with your current budget and current
right.
location. You know what
The
I mean?
right way to
And
grow
there's a
for
way to
you.
maximize it every step that you try to grow
Right.
after that. But there is no right way per se, because like
Mhm.
that's the thing I could tell you that does make a master grower would be the ability for you to start from zero again and again and again and again and do fine. Like if you were to take away all your shit, you can do it all over. And that's the truth. That's what I was like that's the true grower. That's somebody who can start fresh and just do it again. Knows that this shit is not over.
Right.
Mhm.
And why not explore with all the methods, right? Like
Oh yeah, a lot of it was for fun. Like, I
mhm.
couldn't tell you I understood what was going on or the plan itself unless I tried it out. A lot of it's too is hype because you hear somebody else did it this way and you're like, what? Like what? How? And then you're like, oh, I figured it out. I'm gonna do it that way too. And then you're like, oh, this way fucking sucks, or I suck at doing it this way.
Mhm. So how many years would you say you've been growing?
15 plus.
Damn. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And that very first harvest, back to kind of like Josh's question, what was the yield like? Did you get to weigh it out? Did you get to like a final count on what it looked like, how it smoked and all that? What was that experience like?
So the hamper
The
that
ham.
I was using the first time I did it was one plant that I actually managed to fill out a like was it like 3.5 foot high, so it wasn't very high. It was like pretty low. I was trying to keep it out like of sight type thing, so I could put clothes on top of it and shit like that. And I had like
Mhm.
a PC fan built into the back so that it would blow exhaust out one way, and I would put
A
my
little bit.
computer near it, so my mom thought that the sound was coming from my PC and shit. Like, dude, I was really trying to be discreet about this. So
Nice.
had CFLs lining the top, and then so I was trying to keep the plant like within 2 feet and keep the stuff away. So it was hard, but I managed to have so many tops because of how many times I cut the top of the plant
just to
that
keep
I
it
had
low.
just nugged. It looked like a mini canopy, as if I had sea greened or scrogged because of it.
Was
So
this was that
I pulled out
intentional?
my
Like,
cut.
did you know what you were doing, or were you just
No,
trying
but
to keep
as
the
I
plant?
saw it happening,
That's kind of
reactively, you know what I mean? Like every time I grow, you kind of reactively growing. You're kind of learning each strain. You're learning each cultivar. You have to react and see like, oh, this plant doesn't like nitro, or this one does like nitro,
hmm
or doing this does that. So I learned really quick what was happening after I topped it and saw the other shoots come up. I was like, hold up. Okay, cool. So if you take off the head, it's like fucking Hercules where you cut the fucking
Mhm.
head and more
Yeah, two
more
heads come
hydra
out.
and
Yeah.
heads come out and you're like, oh shit, this is dope. Okay. And then you learn if you cut that one, then these ones kind of shoot up. So you can actually controllably uh, hedge something, like if you really wanted to.
right.
So I was like, oh, cool. That's how I learned how to do that. And then I was like, I can't keep cutting, like, because this is crazy. Like, I'm just producing heads after heads. Dude, this is getting stupid. And as they started getting super tall, like the heads started reaching towards the CFLs, I had them like gapped out perfectly. I was like, okay, so what do I do now? Just crack its neck like that. Who the fuck? What's gonna happen? We'll see.
hmm
So I cracked the neck of the nug, and I didn't break it. I made sure to like crack it just enough so that it leaned, because I did it accidentally one time, and I saw that that knuckled up, and I was like, oh shit, what if I can do that like intentionally now and see what happens? And I learned that you can super crop during flower, and it wouldn't really affect your yield that much actually if you didn't do it in a way that would cause the stem to need time to heal. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. Just bend it over a little LST.
Yeah, I even learned something cool, right? Because like, so here on Guam, it's really humid. Like once I took it out of the hamper, so in that hamper, I actually pulled 6 ounces. It was impressive. I was like, holy shit. I was like flexing myself. I was like, wow, dude, what? That's badass. I'll just get more hampers. And my mom was like, no, don't. That looks so stupid. And you're causing yourself too much stress, and it's taking you way too long. And it took me like the whole school year, dude, to do that first round. It was ridiculous. I hated it. I
Were
felt
you?
like when I graduated, I was like, when I finished that year, I was like, fuck yeah, I get to harvest. It was like that was the hype.
Oh
Fuck
yeah.
this school shit. I gotta harvest my
Yeah,
wheat.
no, that was the hype. And then
So how did you know that? Like, how did you know how to flower it? Like, how did was there a 12-12? What was the what was? How did you even know how to do that?
that was my dad. My dad was
Okay.
like, so you got to bring it inside. Majority of it needs to be dark. I was like, what does that even fucking mean? Like, and he's like, I don't know where we're from. Like, it was seasonal. He's like, so like,
Oh,
because my
okay.
dad was in Michigan, so he let me know. He's like, it's seasonal. It's the majority dark. And he's like, so and then the plants would just flower during the fall and shit. And he's like, and I was like, oh, that makes sense, right? Like the fall. I was like, maybe
Yeah.
that's how I triggered this whole like autumning thing. So I tried doing that, and I did it from like not seed, but like I was maybe 2 weeks after it came from seed. I was like, okay, let's start flowering this shit. And that's when I
Oh
started
yeah.
topping and doing all this random shit to it. And I was like, wow, I was even lucky that it was female, bro. I didn't even know shit about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not
Just
yet.
rolled
Like
those
I would have
dice.
had a male in there and been like, dude, this is some crazy looking
You
bird.
started smoking
Yeah.
it. You're like, oh no.
But after
Man.
that, I got permission to use a room, and that's what changed the game for me, was using an extension that was built on the house to grow. And I
And
was like, okay, now
your
I can
mom
learn how
gave
to
you
do.
the
Yeah,
permission.
my
She's like,
mom
you
gave me
gotta
room
be in
extension.
this
Yeah.
room now. Hell yeah. And
So
that's where you guys did the aquaponics, was in that room.
no, my so as weird as it was, my mom was already remarried to a guy that was a farmer,
Oh.
and
Oh
Mm,
he was dude, he was all in. Like he was selling like eggplants and something called cincamas, which is like a root that's like a water crescent.
oh,
Um,
okay.
uh, what else did he sell? Like, dude, I can't think of it. Long beans, everything that like had super value here on island, he would produce. He was a green thumb. Like he was also Filipino, but he owned like a really big farm in Piga, and he was the one who taught me how to do aquaponics there. And he was
Okay.
doing aquaponics with other things. But then because he knew that I started doing that, he's like, just bring your plants by. And I started bringing plants out. I started learning how to do outdoor there. So that's
Oh
where I was
yeah.
doing outdoor and I was doing indoor at the house. So I was learning like this dualism that was going on, and how this nothing can beats the sun, but at the same time I can't control the pests as well as I could inside.
Hmm.
right.
And
That's
then the
cool.
humidity, like Guam's humidity. I figured out the hack for plants even indoor. Like I have some strains that yield super fat, but Guam's humidity doesn't allow plants like that to flower without bud rot. Like you're just
Right.
destined
Right.
for
Yeah.
trouble. You know what I mean? So I figured out how to bend a paper clip against the stems, 90-degree angle type shit, and you just put it against the stem and you tuck the nug stem within that 90 degree, and it pulls it away from the main stem. So you're kind of like super cropping the nugs away from the plant, if it makes
Hmm.
sense.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was doing that to the whole stem up, like
Just trying to
prop,
pull that bud
yeah,
apart
fucking,
and let
yeah,
the air
pull the
go
bud
through.
away from the stem, yeah, so
Hmm.
the stem could sweat. So I
Right.
figured out like the thing that was happening was the stem was sweating, and that's where all the rot was coming from, right? I was like, all the condensation, humidity gets trapped in here because the fucking thing can't sweat. And I
Hmm.
was thinking logically, like, how do I alleviate that? And that's what I did. Like later, it would be a bitch because I had to go in and take the paper clips out. But when I
Right.
figured out how to do that, I would just pull hard on where the paper clip was, and it would
Mhm.
destem it for me already, like bucking,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
naturally bucking the plant. So I was like, wait,
Wow.
this is simple as shit. So I just started doing that. So a lot of people don't even do that
Well, that's
since
cool
when
that
I
you
do have
even.
the issue. I do that to it indoors so I don't come across it because I do have some plants like my super lemon haze that's just dumb fat, like Arizona can fat that just you're like,
Hmm.
why are you even like this?
Yeah, I have the opposite issue in my tent, is I can't get the humidity up enough, which is strange because here in Washington, like
Have a lot of
we
humidity.
generally have a lot of humidity, but my lights are putting off a lot of heat, so they're just sucking all that humidity out of the air. It's interesting that you learned all this without,
Like naturally.
yeah, you just like did it and it just
Yeah.
happened
Like,
instead of like having a forum behind you
yeah.
to like
Like
tell you or
spreading
guide
out the
you.
buds. Like that's like, like sativa plants do that for that reason, right? Like to give that more surface area to the air to touch it and help it
Right. I didn't
vape
see
off.
indica until like a few harvests later. Like my
Huh.
dad introduced me to a local who had growing up in this place called Mount Santa Rosa. It's actually the one I used in one of my breeding projects, the
Nice.
platinum chamorro chip. I used
Okay.
an F4 of that specific indica, and it grows in clay.
Damn.
It grows in clay.
Grows in clay and
Yeah,
doesn't
in
get
red,
root
this red
rot.
dirt clay.
Wow, that's
No, dude, he
crazy.
chucks the seed straight out, and just like throws it out. I've never seen that. I'm not even that game, bro. He just throws it, surface throw, and he's like, if it grows, it grows. And I was like, what? He's like,
Yo,
that's how you know
so
the seeds are good. And I was like,
so
whoa, whoa.
so I'm on your Instagram right now and I'm looking at this Zorak, right? This picture catches my attention every time I go to your profile. Tell me a little bit about that real quick. Like this, it's got this just beautiful like pink hue to it. And I don't know, the fade
Is
on
that
it's
purple
really,
light though?
really pretty. Or do you have a purple
So
light?
no, dude. I'm like the color god. That's my shit.
Tell me
Like
about it.
I'll show you some pictures later too. So the way that I do my hunt is super interesting. I stress test like 100 packs at once. I drop 100 strains, 150 strains at one time. So like how I got the Zorak was during one of these hunts. Like
Mm-hmm.
um, I did trades and swaps for packs that I had with other breeders, and I offer to test their genetics if they're down to send it out. And I actually do run it. The problem is I'm only one man, so it's good. You're not gonna see those photos from me for a minute, but I promise they're taken. They're taken. They're there
Mm-hmm.
when I am able to post, which is like very soon. Like after today, I'll be done defoliating and finally caught up for the first time in months. So this week I'll be updating my site and a whole bunch of things like that.
Fuck
Fuck
But
yeah.
yeah.
so I do this hunt, and I'm really selective because I've smoked so many things now that if it doesn't compare to something I'm already holding on to, then I'm gonna let it go. Like it's no point, right? So it's got to be better or memorable. The cut from the Zorak is Willamette Widow to Dosey Cherries,
Ooh.
and that was the mother that I was testing from Pacific Coast Roots, and he plays with his Dosey Cherries a lot. And I'm a Dosey fan, bro. Like that's my shit. That's my favorite strain. I
That's
have a cut
pretty
that I've
delicious.
coveted That's my Swiss Miss. That's actually the one that I did my reversal on.
Yeah,
So
let's dive into that Swiss Miss. Tell me about it. How did you like? Where did that come from? How? Why is it your? I don't know. Your like go to. What is? Why is that like your named cultivar that you like covet? I guess.
it's crazy because it's like I've smoked a lot of like land races, bro. Like that was a lot of what I did in my high school years and going through college, like because of my dad, you know what I mean? And at the time, like with him, I was getting a lot of genetics from other veterans, right? So I had no reason to go and find genetics. Like that wasn't something I was like, oh, I need to find the next hype strain.
Yeah,
That
because they
wasn't what was
already
going on
had
in
it.
my head.
Yeah.
I would more what would happen was I would be out with my dad at a boring fucking VA meeting. We'd be there for like 6 hours talking about real shit. And at the end of it, when we're all saying goodbye, one of the guys would be like, hey, you want to smoke? And my dad would be like, yeah, hell yeah. And we'd go smoke and I go
Of
with him because
course.
he's in a wheelchair and I have to push his ass over there. So I push his ass over to the smoke session. I'm here as a third wheel, bro. Like literally the third fucking wheel. I always laugh. I always tell him,
Literally.
dude, I'm the third wheel. I'm the tricycle. I'm just an accessory for this thing. But I would push him over and then they would talk. And it would be the weed that would affect my dad. That would be the one that'd be like, he's like, wow, I really like this, JJ. And I'd be like, okay, I'll talk to him. And then I'll talk to the guy and I'll be like, hey, is it possible that I could get like any seeds, anything, bro? Like, I don't care if it's old seed, new seed, whatever, as long as it's seed from this. And then they're always like, yeah, of course. Like, no, like nothing,
Yeah,
no
like
problem.
freely
So I tell them
giving. Yeah.
it's for my dad, you know what I mean? And they're always just like, just let me know how it is, bro. Just like, tell me like when you smoke, if you have some extra, I'd love to try. And like, I'm always the type to be like, fuck yeah, of course, the moment. So then I hit him back. Mostly it's to test. Like, I want to see if my shit hits as good as what you had it at, right?
Right.
Because you're the guy who grew it. So
Hmm.
I want to see if I'm hitting the mark. A lot of the time I wasn't, bro. Like in the beginning, I was fucking learning. I wasn't as good as these guys that have been growing the same cultivar for fucking years. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I couldn't figure out how they had gotten it so fire, or so oily, and so like clean. Like the ash would be white. These guys would grow organically. Most of the OG veterans would grow organics, bro. Like pre-amended shit in the soil that they've been mastering and they've been doing and just watering, right? So um
Oh yeah, I
a
like
lot of
that.
their shit when I would go see it was always light green. I'm always like, dude, it needs nitrogen. They're like, nah, that's good. So whatever. I just know, like, I remember seeing it back in the day. Everything was light yellow all the time, all the time. I was like, man, imagine if they were growing like fucking on point. Holy shit, that would be crazy. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're already growing fire, but
but
they're still
I
like
would
missing
grow those
something.
strains. Like I had no reason to not, right? And then
Mhm.
when my when my dad went to Washington with my sister, I stayed here on island, and a friend of mine had hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, I know that you grow, dude. I remember that time that we're smoking with your dad. Like your dad was smoking there, and I remember that smell that was coming out. I know that was you." And he's like, "Back in high school, I used to sell," and I was like, "No shit." And we had that conversation, you know what I mean, and went down that road of getting to know each other a little bit. And then he was like, "I'm actually going to the States, bro. Um, there's a company that's dropping some seeds, and it's if you're interested, I'm down to get the seeds if you're down to grow for me." I was like,
Oh yeah.
"What? Hell yeah, what the fuck? I'm down, whatever, let's go try it out," right?
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
he goes out and he buys Dosey Dos from Archive Genetics, bro,
Mhm.
and
Damn.
brings that shit back. And he told me it was crazy because I remember the phone call. He was like, "Bro, so check this out." He's like, "Do you know how expensive seeds are?" And I was like, "No fucking idea, bro. I got it for free, dude. I've never actually thought about that." And we're also on Guam, right? So like I never tried importing like commercial. Like this is a commercial flight. I don't know shit about that.
Hmm.
Like, that's not my specialty. I don't have the ability to fly Mac without my dad. So I
Hmm.
can't do anything like that. So I was
Right.
like, dude, I don't know. I'm not even down to go there. I'm shocked that you were game. And like I spent fucking $800 on a pack of seeds, bro.
What?
On
And
the
I was like,
Dosido?
what? Yeah, it was the
Oh
F1.
shit. Damn.
So I was like, did you get it from the guy? And he's like, no, dude,
Oh
I got
no.
there and it was already sold out, dude. But I got it from the fucking guy that bought it there.
Oh no.
And he's like, so he flipped it on me double. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a nut. You're nuts, bro. And he's like, no, but the guy really sold it to me, bro. He was telling me, like, this is the shit. if this is anybody you want to get right now, this is the stuff you want to get. And he didn't know shit either. Like we were reading High Times and stuff like that, so like we didn't know anything about cookies. Like all he knew is he wanted to get something cookies. And at the time, he's like, this is gonna be the only drop that has anything cookies in it here that he was able to like get in on, right? So he brings
Mhm.
back that Dosey Dos pack and do we run it? And I swear I thought I sucked because like a few of them came out like fucking mutant looking, and I was like, yo, what's going on? Like I've never seen this before, you know?
Damn, yeah.
It was like it was new. And the males we didn't need at the time, like you know,
Mhm.
this it back then we were growing for girls, bro. Like we were like
Yeah.
you know, we didn't even really know how to clone. It wasn't until
Okay.
this round that he was like, bro, we spent $800 on it, bro. We gotta figure out how to do this shit. They're talking about in the magazine about like cloning, and I was like, whoa, I don't know anything about that. So we we vegged, right?
Hmm.
And I've always run things like when I started doing my own breeding stuff with my dad for seed repopulation, I
Hmm.
would always just take a boy and girl and put them in the boonies, bro. Like we're at my mom's farm, like I was telling you, and just fucking let them be there together, and then they would always make seeds. So it's like, oh, there you go, boom, done, one and done. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Seed pop, and then now I have seeds.
Hella seeds.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I never like did anything to like to keep a clone, right?
Hmm.
So
You
the
just keep
only one,
cracking new
like
seeds.
I fucking cloned. I tried cloning everything. I tried cloning every which way, sideways, left way. You know, we lost mothers in this process because of so much of the abuse. Like
Hmm.
me, like I lost a few cuts from me abusing it. Like taking too many, the main plant got stressed out, and she would pass, and then none of the clones took. And that was the time that I tried putting it all inside soil because one of the veterans told me he was like, just pack the solo cup super tight with soil and make it super wet and just stick the clone in there and leave it alone and just make sure it's always wet. And I was like, huh, okay, yeah, fuck yeah, that sounds easy, right? I tried doing that shit. Nah, dude, all of those fuckers died. They fucking died. They wilted off. They had like, you know what I mean, dampening off type
Yeah. Yeah.
attributes. And I was like, man, no, it doesn't work. The next guy that I asked advice from told me to put it inside a gallon Ziploc. He was like, okay, so the trick is you're gonna take a cut and you're gonna stick it inside of this. We had cocoa at the time from like this like cocoa mix of like coconut from here.
Hmm.
It was like a pre-husk with soil, so it was like this weird ass local mix that I was getting it from the guy that has the clay dirt. And he was like, yeah, so what I do is I do this and I mix it and make sure it's like really airy. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, cause he was husking it with his hands, so he would take the coconut and just pull it apart, so all these little hairs would come off, and he would do it and mix it into the soil, so it was kind of like a lasagna.
Hmm.
And he would
Okay.
start mixing it. And I was like, shit, it actually worked. That method was actually my successful cloning method for the first time.
Hell yeah.
So he showed me how to dip it in aloe vera because Guam is
Okay.
like, dude, we have aloe vera out the ass. Like
Oh
you,
yeah.
you learn from a child, like if you get a cut on the road, to just
Oh yeah.
break off a leaf of the aloe vera and rub that shit on your cut, and then you're like, that's like someone kissed your boo boo and it went away. It was the
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
You know,
That shit's
like
awesome.
he showed me how to make a paste. Like you just put it inside a mortar and pestle and you fucking mash that shit to an ugly ass paste. Like you mix a little bit of water, so it's not like like this mushy shit, and then you just leave it in there. And he's like, you don't even need a lot, and you just put it inside, and it actually started rooting.
Yeah, I
So
I actually did that this like last year. I didn't even mix it up or anything. I literally just cut a piece off the aloe vera and stuck my tip down in there and just like rummaged it around there for a second and plugged it. And yeah, it worked.
Hell yeah. I like
yeah,
that.
no, it's dope. It's like nature to nature. So
Right.
no, like it worked, and I was shocked. And he showed me how, because what he would do is he'd put the solo cup, same thing, but his method was kind of genius at the time. He showed me how to blow it. Like you put it inside the gallon Ziploc, you write the name on the Ziploc, the strain, and he was like, then you just blow it, you like with your mouth, and you seal it on the end so that it's this big balloon.
Yeah, this
And he's
big
like, he's like,
humidity dome
yeah, with
balloon.
CO2 from your exhale, like just trapped inside there.
Fuck yeah.
And he was like, anytime you'd see it deflate, he's like, just go back and do it again. Just open it up, burp it, and then just put new air and just
I
exhale
love
it.
that.
And
Wow.
this
What a
method
guy.
actually got me to keep my first clone because I didn't know where to get cloning domes, none of that shit. None of that shit was around. So at least locally. And I was like, holy shit,
That's so
this worked.
smart.
Yeah, just make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so It was, dude. I do it even when I have nothing. Like that's the basic. You have nothing. Like this is where to go. Like you just start from scratch, right? And this shit works. Still works till today. Like, um, but Dosi, that was the single mother that I was able to keep around since that original time I ran it, which is
which
like
is now
5
the
years.
Swiss Miss.
Yeah. So it's my oldest cut to date. I even kept her during my time of being homeless, like pre-pandemic. I was able to keep her, and that's why I was like, it's one of those things where um, fate would have it. I had another one that I missed. It was my Three Kings, my first creation ever. I made like my own version of Three Kings.
Which
It was
is
like it's gorgeous.
like what do you mean your own version of it? Like did you take the whatever
So
that
I used
crosses
OG Kush and headband.
and yeah, you so you had those three and tried to
Yeah,
create
that
your
was
own.
after Dosi. I had him go back and try to acquire more genetics, and he had gotten some from Cali Connected,
Okay.
and that's what I used to create shit and Humboldt. So I was like, oh, cool. Like we have cool new companies to try. And then I started
Right.
doing
Oh
my
yeah.
first time breeding.
From the States.
I bred clones. Like I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like I was breeding a big plant. I took the clone, and once it rooted, I put him inside a flowering dome. I was like, fucking have sex and just make some seeds for us. We only need like a handful. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Don't need thousands. I just need a little
yeah,
bit.
it was like one of those things where I was like, dude, the outside when I would breed the outside seeds, oh fuck, I wouldn't even leave it. I would only take like a branch and leave the rest of like just there. I was like, fuck,
Right.
there's just too many. There's just too many.
Yeah.
It would take
Don't
me
need
like 3
hundreds.
days to clean all that shit. That's like, no, 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 no.
So you were able to find like winners in in all of these, right? Like even though you didn't do a lot of seeds, you were able to find,
So
something you liked out
the
of them.
Swiss Miss, the reason why it's still here isn't just because it's my oldest or like most sentimental cut. Nah, dude,
Mhm.
I came across like cuts all the time where I'm like, wow, you're special, you know? Like we
Right.
all do that shit where I'm like, I can't let you go. They don't understand.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, but the reason why is because I've run thousands of strains since then, and I still haven't toppled her. Like I'm looking for a strain to beat it. Like that's the quest that I'm
Actively
on.
trying.
I've been on this quest to beat this fucking smoke, to beat this smoke, to just be like, just beat this smoke so I can say that you're better than it, and I can be like, finally, we
Right.
beat it. And
So
it's
you
like
you
till
have
now, it's actually held up like against everything I've smoked.
and
Damn. Oh yeah.
what's the profile on her? Like what makes her special?
So like I've constantly been accused of smelling like hot chocolate whenever I have her with me. And it's like a super dank chocolate. I don't know how to explain it. It smells rich. Like
Hmm.
it's like
Bougie
super rich
chocolate.
chocolate. Yeah, that you almost like it's unreal.
Like that dark
And
chocolate.
the reason why I call it Swiss
100%
Miss is
cacao.
because when you smoke it, like some people tell me that depending on when I harvest it, if I harvested it early, you get like a marshmallowy finish to it.
Mm.
Hmm.
Whereas when I like to harvest it, it's late and has like a deeper chocolate, more coffee type, like
I
Kona,
like those like
almost smoke.
earthy espresso
Yeah,
strains.
like
Those are
it's
dope.
I don't know.
Do you, and you
It's my jam. So
Yeah.
you've bred her, correct?
yeah, so I actually reversed her for the first time,
Ooh,
um, and reversed her to a bunch of keepers. And Zorak, the female, the mother that you're talking about, was one of them.
nice. So you
The
have a
reason why I
Zorak
reversed her
Swiss
is
Miss
because
cross.
I just, I want to share her, and I'm like, dude,
I want
that's
some.
not a lucrative way to share. Like, as much as I want to be like, a cut is gonna be the same if you run it. I've
Right.
seen throughout different people I've given the cut to that it's not the same, and I'm like,
Mm,
man, you'd have a better chance if I bred her with those features coming out dominant, which she does. Like the female is one of those when I reversed, dude, it stacked insane. Like as a male, I don't usually see males stack. Like,
hmm.
one would look at it from a close distance and be like, that's a girl. And this one, even as a boy, looked like a girl. I was like, dude, what the fuck? It was
Hell
just
yeah.
thick.
Just like
So
dense
she's
nanner
rock hard.
colas.
Like she's frostier than Slurricane. And the problem is I don't have photos of when I ran her myself or when I have run her myself because all of those things were prior to the cloud.
Mm,
So and before I could do a run where I was trying to flex. So like how you dial in a run, you're like, this run's gonna be dialed in.
right.
I haven't had the chance to, and I am working on it now because I want to reverse her for an S1 specifically. Because I didn't do one with having her and a copy of her in the tent at the same time.
Right, but you've still kept her through
Oh yeah,
the
she's still
journey,
there.
so you
I'm
still have
yeah,
her, so you can dial it in again, and then
yeah. So
hopefully
I'll
get those
constantly
results
be
again.
hitting her back because I know that for like my preferred OG smoke, she's a one toke no joke, and I'm a high tolerance user. Like I'm a full functioner smoker. I could smoke all day. Like I won't stop and I won't go down. It's one of those things where I'm like, and I'll still be able to function. It's just because my background, like my work
Sure.
background, it prevents me from um from feeling these effects. Like I used to bar manage in the busiest places in all of like Guam. I climbed my way up to being those dudes that you go and see in competitions, and I'm used to having 1,000 people yell at you at an event for drinks, you know what I mean? And you still have a smile on your
Sounds
face from
horrible.
remembering 50 orders deep, you know what I mean? Oh no,
That
it
sounds
feels just like
terrible.
a garden, bro. You walk into a garden with 1,000 cultivars and they're all yelling at you. You know what I mean? Like, I need this. And you're like, I get it. You'll get there. I'll get there. Just hold on. I got you.
Right. Even that sounds
I'm
stressful. Like
feminizing it, you know?
I walk into 1,000 plants and they're all yelling at me for something different. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how a hunt is. That's how
Kudos to
hunting
you
is.
for being able to manage that, dude, because
Yeah.
no way.
I would be stressed out.
Oh, fuck. Dude, was there as we kind of wrap up here, because we're coming in on our little over an hour here. Is there something that you kind of wanted to like really, really go over that we didn't kind of touch on?
Um, I am working on like okay, so I'm probably one of the only guys currently breeding at a scale that I'm breeding at here.
Hmm.
And it's just because I've had the ability to have other people hold. So the beauty of what I wanted to do was to teach a lot of people how to grow. So I've had that ability, and I've taken it in my hands to go out and teach people how to grow. Other people that needed it. The only thing is you got to grow these strains. You got to grow these cuts. You got to grow these things, and it allows me to use their locations to teach them how to provide for themselves. Which in turn, I'll be like, if you need seeds later, you can always hit me up. So it's like a three birds, one stone thing. And it's allowed me to spread out every cultivar, every seed pack I purchase into other people's places, do these rounds in other places, giving me a really good test because I can tell you these genetics run this way in different settings. When I find a
Right.
keeper, I'll bring it back to my place and run it in the keeper setting and do it again. Things like that, like where I'm actually truly testing these cultivars to their limits and finding specific cuts. So I do have drops, like I'll show you guys later, that I kind of want to give you and your listeners a chance to grab because I'm
Okay.
hitting Convergence from Gage Green Group, which is it's a beautiful strain. It's one of those really limited packs that came out.
You said it was
Found a
what?
male,
I missed that.
Convergence.
Okay.
That sounds
It's
so epic.
Putang to Breathwork.
Okay. I'm familiar with breathwork. I'm not too familiar with
Oh,
it.
Putang's miles ahead. I'm sorry. So
Well,
it's
now I'm lost.
yeah, miles ahead is Triangle Kush Breathwork. So it's
Okay.
Putang, Triangle Kush, and Breathwork.
Sexy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cultivar. Like many brands and companies are bred off of Gage, So I understand like the hype behind it, but I'm hitting 30 of the keeper females that I found in the past 2 years. I found many more, but it's the first 30 are getting hit with the male that I found, and his name's Cupid. So it'll be a lover's line where everything that like it's all locked in for its terp. So
Fuck yeah.
something like Good Burger would be meat lovers, something like that. Or
Okay. Okay.
Dole Whip would be pineapple lovers. So like when you're reading it, like what you're gonna be expecting from that.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
The
That's
male the
cool.
male stud actually has heart-shaped foliage. That's the reason why his name's Cupid.
Fuck yeah.
He
Wow.
should also be dropping dust officially around Valentine's Day. That's why I was like, he's gonna be one of those things that
Wait, like this 2022 Valentine's Day?
yeah, dude.
Well, shit. This is gonna air after that. How do we?
No, that's what I mean. He's dropping dust. So
Oh,
the
okay.
the the crop will be finished probably in April.
Okay.
The seeds
Okay.
will be in testing and everything
Perfect.
like that. So
Cool. Well, I mean, dude, if you're gonna ship some of those out over yonder across the sea to me, I will definitely pop them in this tent and would love to run some of those. I would
I can even send
Definitely.
you guys the Swiss Miss crosses. That's what I was planning on because that's the only thing I have ready right now. So I was planning on sending you guys like a bunch of that so you guys can give it
Fuck
out.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I have
Whatever
a
you
bunch of
want, dude.
swag,
We are
a bunch
gracious
of
to that.
everything that I have like a surplus on still, so that way you guys have a lot of fun. Like I want to do at least 10 packs of as many
God
of these
bless
as I
you.
can.
Damn. Wow.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Appreciate you, man.
Dude, fuck, I had something to say about the I think the oh no yeah, it was, so you were talking about how you were able to like kind of do this breeding on scale, and that doesn't mean it's like just you. What you were saying is you're kind of growing vicariously through other people while teaching them how to grow. Is that correct?
Uh, yes, basically they'll watch me the first round, so I do the first
Mhm.
round with them, and the second round they do on their own. If they have any issues, they just hit me up through WhatsApp and show me what's going on, and then over video call I can tell them what to do. Usually it's super simple, bro. Like after the
But there
first time people watch it, they're usually really engaged. You know what I mean? Like they
in
ask the questions they need to ask, and
are these people like would we consider them testers, or are they like actually
all of
growing
them, all
very
base medical
specific things?
patients. A lot of them are like first time growers and things like that. So um, their builds and budgets for their builds vary. That's why I was saying the
Right.
things get kind of tested nicely because
I like
some
that.
people can afford the nice shit, some people can't. So I get to
And
see
you get
like
to
the
see it
builds and the
across
dumb
all
shit
of
and
that.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Right.
And
So
the
That's
only thing
dope.
is like if it stands out like when I'm there hands on, I'll
Right.
notice it, you know, because I've seen so much shit. You notice standout shit right away. Especially in mutants, man. Those are the ones to watch out for. Like the freaky ones, those are the ones I'm always like, oh, I'm watching you. Let's go see what I got
right.
for you.
Yeah, I always like those like kind of freaky, different. When you see something different, I don't know. No matter what the fuck it is, it could be ugly as shit, but I don't know. I like the difference.
I have a middle finger leaf right now that I'm waiting on because it's basically the fuck you leaf. Like
Nice.
he's like flicking me off the whole time. Where like
Just one
the
extra
other two
long.
leaves are super small. Yeah, and the middle one's like super long.
Fuck
And
yeah.
I was like, well, what's going on with this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
hell
was like,
yeah.
oh,
You just
this
need
should
to
be
send
easy
that
to
to
see.
anybody who
So
trolls you on Instagram or does some says some dumb shit. Oh,
well, anything with that like that OGKB type foliage is always gonna pump out some crazy looking fire. Like
fuck yeah. Well, dude, thank you for your time. Certainly again, we want to have you back because I feel like we have a lot more to cover, but we just
Yeah.
like to segregate these or section out these episodes to like around an hour. But yeah, is there people can reach you? Where was it? Pinoy Apoy .420.
yeah, Pinoy.Apoy 420, or even my other public account, Pandora's Grove,
Oh,
Pandora's.grove. That's also the website. It's on the site and everything like that too.
perfect. And
PandorasGrove.com.
did you say you had stuff available on your website there for people to?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of my gear is there right now. Like the Swiss Miss drop is still there.
Damn.
Fuck
Hell
yeah.
yeah. So
I'm
go check it out,
also
guys.
I think the Platinum Tomorrow Chip S1 is there. A few of the like a lot of my older works are gonna be put up there this week, like as I'm finishing up the updates and everything like that.
Mhm.
Also, the members get to see like my 2022 plan. So like I was telling you, the drop for the
Mhm.
2022
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's all in the lounge and stuff, the VIP lounge, so that people
Fuck
can see
yeah.
what
Fuck yeah.
I have planned and everything. I'm also gonna start doing a lot of cool stuff. Like I feel like people don't know what to grab when it comes to new drops. So I'm going to be looking at all these upcoming seed drops and just giving my suggestions as to what I think would be fire and why and stuff like that. So I'll be doing a whole bunch of things like that, as well
Oh
as
yeah.
really
I
detailed
like that.
breakdowns on the
Hell
The
yeah.
seeds
chef's
because like
commentary on the line. That's dope. Yeah.
On in your lounge is what you're talking about. All this is going down.
yeah, it's gonna be everything's gonna be in there as well as on my site. So like even if you go to my site now and you look at my strains, a lot of people really like the way I'm doing my breakdowns now because
Mm,
it's it's like what does it taste like? Everything is just there, and it's kind of a click drop menu. It's really sexy, bro.
Oh
cool.
yeah.
It's one of
And
those things I
what's
don't let go
the
of.
what's the door fee on your VIP?
Nothing. It's free.
Oh,
It's just there so that I can
go
get your email
go
out to
join.
everybody.
Damn. Yeah. Please go
Fuck,
join. Go
dude.
see that. I'm about to go join.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be up in that place. I don't know exactly. Is it kind of forum based? Can we like
Oh
post
no,
some shit?
it's you it when you go there and you see it, it's gonna be blog and it's just gonna have like the ability for you to comment under my blog and shit
Right
like
on.
that. So that there's
Oh,
that, but it's a real site. Like when you see it, you'll be like, holy crap! Like it looks like a
Fuck
seed
yeah.
site. Like you can browse the store, you can do all that stuff, and
Right on, dude. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be a
impressed.
part of your VIP lounge, good
Yeah.
sir.
Bless.
Pinoy Apoy, we
Yeah,
thank you
thanks,
for your
dude.
time once again, dude. It was awesome having another homie from Guam, especially with all this like this time zone stuff that we're kind of working around. You're in a whole different day than us. It's kind of wild.
No worries. It was a lot of fun. I'm
Yeah,
excited to do another one.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
hit you
can't
back
wait to
up in
have you
like
back, dude.
probably a month or so, especially when it kind of gets closer to your seed drop. If once
Yeah.
you start getting like hit us up and we'll have you back on, we'll blast that up and try to blow that up for
That'd
you.
be cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, love y'all. Go follow this man. He's a wonderful dude. And we will see you next time.
Love you guys. Peace.